What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today, I'm going to be showcasing some Shadow Talonflame gameplay here on the channel. This Pokemon is one of my least favorite picks to ever try to fight against in the Go Battle League. Its Incinerate damage ramps up so quickly, and especially with Flame Charge, as well as the fact that this Pokemon in general has quite a bit of attack on it, it can incinerate through so many Pokemon and just sweep a team if your opponent is not quite ready. Really quick, before we do get into the battles, I want to say if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It helps out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. Alright, Shadow Steelix into Shadow Quagsire. Man, that's kind of rough, honestly. Luckily, Shadow Talonflame, if I get up shields, can have a lot of play here, despite how awkward this matchup could be. And we see a Charge Bug come in here, which is not the best Pokemon to see, I'll be honest. This game's looking a little bit tricky. Shadow Quagsire is a massive core breaker for my team here. That's kind of crazy that we're seeing one. But I think I'm just going to let this go. My best way of having a chance here this game is just by building up energy, I think, on my Steelix. And then hopefully going for some shields with Earthquakes or Psychic Fangs. I'm going to get a lot of Thunder Fangs here. And that should make this pretty uncomfortable for them, where I'm basically going to come out of this matchup with 100 energy. And that should put us into a somewhat playable position in the backline. Yeah, X-Scissor and Discharge all resisted here. And our Thunder Fangs are resisted as well, which is why we're getting so much energy out of this. But we'll see what they bring in. Hopefully they come back in Quagsire and we just get a lot off against them. Now here's going to be the weird part. Do I go for Earthquake or Psychic Fangs? They're thinking. I'm going to Psychic Fangs, I think, just because I can get 2 of these off guaranteed. Whereas if I went for the Earthquake and they shield that up, then I'm still in a pretty bad spot. Well, they no-shield, which is so bad. Ah, man. Of course they no-shield. This is fine. Likely the final Pokemon's gotta be something that my Talonflame has play into. So after 2 defense drops here, and the fact that they just shielded that might actually give me a little bit of play. But I don't think so. I just don't outpace this. Maybe I should have sacrificed my Steelix, but they could have built up even more energy against Steelix there, and I don't think that would have been super helpful. Oh, man. This is so bad. This is such bad news. I'm just going to be a little bit too slow, I think, this game, to being able to reach moves. I mean, we get this off, but unless they're 2 away from their next move here, they will get the Aqua Tail, and that should knock us out. At least I do knock out the Quagsire, though. Like, I'll be able to see the final Pokemon this game. But yeah, they're just 1 away. Unless I survive as Shadow into Shadow Aqua Tail, which I don't think there's any chance that's happening, then, maybe I can win. Oh, I do survive it. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold on. I was kind of thinking, do I go for Fly or Flame Charge? We survived the Aqua Tail. We have the Shadow boosted Flame Charge. What? Dude, out of nowhere. Okay. Alright, next opponent. Shadow Steelix into Wigglytuff. There we go. Much better lead than Quagsire here. And honestly, as long as my Malamar avoids this matchup, we're in a pretty good spot this game, so we'll see what they want to do. And it looks like they're staying in here, which is kind of interesting, because I do resist Charm. Although if they want to, they can go for an Icy Wind here, which will end up going for a debuff into me. And they throw on Alignment just for fun, I suppose. But I mean, I have Earthquake on my Steelix, and I think they might not be expecting that here. Because if they're staying in, they're probably thinking, oh, Psychic Fangs is not that painful. I can just no-shield and kind of whittle down Steelix. But I mean, even if they do shield this up, I think I'm fine with that, because going down shields against a Malamar in the backline with a Wigglytuff in the lead is likely not going to be a great play for them. Yeah, so they just let that go, actually. And we get a full farm down here. If I need to bring in Malamar, if they bring in some sort of hard counter to Steelix here, then I'll switch out. Because I don't feel like at this point it'd be that good of an idea to sacrifice my Steelix completely this game. And what the heck, dude? ABA Fairy. We see a Carbink in the back. Of course we'd see a Carbink. Unironically, I don't love this here. Because at this point, I don't know exactly how I'm going to... Oh, well, we probably win if they shield that. I shouldn't say that. There's a chance we can still lose this game. I needed to bait this out, so my Talonflame didn't see it, but that Gastrodon is a little bit of a tricky Pokemon still this game. Okay, and they throw energy here pretty early on. They're at 14, so likely a Rock Slide, but it could be a Power Gem or a Moonblast. Yeah, just a Rock Slide, so they're at 5. 6. Okay. I mean, they could go for Water Pulses here, right? And that is kind of scary. Ah, man, this is where it gets really annoying. Because they're likely just going to double body slam bait us here, and there's a chance they can double body slam bait and then get a water pulse off. I don't know if that's really possible here, but if it is, they're going to go for it. And honestly, at this point, I took a Mud Slap on my Steelix. There's a chance I'm in range now where I get knocked out by a Rock Slide. We'll see how it's going to happen, though. I'm going to shield this up and hope for the best. We do shield the Water Pulse. That's good. So we will be able to go here for the Fly before they can swap out. And I can switch into my Steelix, which might be able to outpace the Carbink here before they can reach a Rock Slide to an Earthquake. But it's going to come down to the wire. Let's go, Steelix. Okay, straight Earthquake is the play this game. I could have gone for a Psychic Fangs as well if I didn't reach it here, and that might have put them... I don't even know if I'd get to a Fly with Talonflame, but if I did, like, maybe there would be a chance. Okay, that was a really stupid team, but we'll take it. Our next opponent. Shadow Steelix into Shadow Talonflame. Alright, very neutral lead here. About as neutral as it might get in the Go Battle League, so we'll see what they want to do. Thunderfang is going to be able to do a lot of damage to them, but so will Incinerates to us. Makes it very quick. I'll be interested to see if they go instantly for a Flame Charge here, or if they don't. I'm going to swap, actually. I not only swap and catch likely a Flame Charge, which I'm not going to no-shield, just in case it is a Fly, but I also get a full Incinerate sneak, which is huge. And I should get a full Incinerate down before they get another move off. Boom. Alright, well, that's pretty bad for them. They come in Greninja, and yeah, on paper, Greninja, likely a good Talonflame answer. But down as much energy as they are, I just outpace them. Actually, that is kind of a lie, isn't it? Dang, 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 dang. That was a really smart play by them. If you guys saw what they just did there, very smart. They went and they threw after the perfect amount of Night Slashes, or Water Shurikens, to get to back-to-back attacks here. This is actually kind of bad for me now. Dang it, man. Why did they have to be... Okay. Well, this game is no longer playing out as I would like it to. We do likely force a Hydro Cannon out of them here. No, they Night Slash, so... Dude, what is this team? Oh, man. I think I lose this game. Because I have to shield a Frenzy here, and I have to Superpower, which debuffs myself. And then I just lose to that Hydro Cannon in the backline. Oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm losing to Meowscarada. I just lose CMP to Greninja even if I had a move here, which I don't. Their win con is if they're not at a move, they have to go for a catch here to win. But yeah, they're just at an attack here. Oh my goodness. What a loss. What a loss. How did we lose that? They played so well with their Greninja, honestly. Next opponent, Zimmy Kid. Very good battler. Let's see what he's running. Steelix into Togekiss. I'd like to say this is a good lead. And I mean, it's not bad. But we know Orisphere here is going to hurt quite a bit if they end up landing it. So we'll see what they want to do. And it looks like they are staying in, which is not surprising. I'll no-shield the first, probably shield the second, and farm all the way down. If they're staying in here, though, likely there's something in the backline that's not great in either electric or steel-type Pokemon. Okay. Comes a Licky here. I can't quite reach a move against them with my Steelix before they get to a Shadow Ball, so I'll just swap out into Malamar. And we can survive whatever they throw here. Likely a Shadow Ball coming through. Yeah. And now I'll go for superpowers here. I just need to whittle down this Licky. At this point, it's a pretty scary Pokemon for our Talonflame to face off into. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a no-shield, but we actually do see a shield come through there by them. Honestly, I'm going to shield this up. It might be a bad play, but it might be a good play, so... Because right now, I can get a second superpower into them, likely force another Body Slam out of them if they want to go for that. But they might even just let this go at this point, because, like, what's the point in double shielding here? You still survive. Okay. Or, okay. So we clear our debuff on that dude there. I wish I had better charge attack pressure than Psychic Fangs into this Togekiss, but, you know, it's fine. we'll just go for the back-to-back Fangs and hope for the best. But oftentimes you see Togekiss, you have to think maybe a Mud Slapper in the back line, which giving them an energy lead in the back could be kind of bad for us. Maybe I should have let my Steelix go down. Oh, we actually see the Gourgeist here. Okay, so it's actually a team that I ran the other day myself. This is going to be an interesting game, because that Licky Licky's still around, and they can go for some pretty high damaging Shadow Balls here. But I think we're fine, because I still have my Malamar with fast move pressure on it, and they're one away from their next Shadow Ball. So I can just swap here and we should be fine. Because they'll reach the move now. But if I bring in my Malamar, then even if they try to go for like whatever play that is, I can farm down the Licky Licky, I can farm down this. Okay, that was almost kind of scary there, but luckily we're not going to lose the Togekiss. We got the win. Alright, next opponent, let's see what they have. Shadow Steelix into Morpeko. Kind of an awkward matchup for both sides, I'd say, but I think I prefer to be the Steelix here, saying, while I'm doing resisted damage, I can go for a higher damaging fast move than they can. And likely they just go for a Psychic Fangs first. But we'll see what they want to do. They could Aura Wheel to ramp up their own attack stat. Yeah, just Psychic Fangs, so they're at 1. Once this goes down, my backline's going to be in a slightly better spot here. And this might be a terrible play. I'm just going to Psychic Fangs here, because if they're going to do that, I'm going to do that. It should be at 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is almost always just going to be a Psychic Fangs here, but I'm going to shield this anyway. I don't want to take an Aura Wheel. Yeah, especially if they do Aura Wheel, that would be really bad to no shield. They're at 1 right now. And so that means, at this point, I can just farm up quite a bit of energy. 2, 3, 4, 5. And I can survive whatever this attack's going to be. Likely a Psychic Fang, so once again. This is such an awkward matchup for both sides. It's not even funny. So they're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope that this knocks out. If it doesn't, this could actually be really annoying, because then I have to double shield my Shadow Steelix against a Morpeko, of all things. Oh, they catch. Crazy. Well, that's fine. Well, I survive whatever they throw here, and I should just be able to farm them all the way down. I guess I should have thrown a move here. I wasn't really expecting them to let us go for that next Incinerate. I thought they'd try to just go for like an Air Cutter a second ago, but this is still so fine. Because the damage that Talonflame can do with a single Incinerate is going to hurt quite a bit against that Morpeko, even if they bring that in. I mean, they have to throw almost immediately. There's no reason not to shield this up. I have back-to-back Flame Charge or Fly ready to go. And I have a lot of energy on Steelix. I have a fully healthy Malamar as well at this point. Okay. And Gourgeist comes in. So we have a pretty easy way to win this game. Honestly, I think I'm just going to go and swap out here. I'm risking a 1-turn lag happening later on, and that would be annoying. But I just want to give an extra Incinerate over to this thing if I can help it. Because Malamar here can go for a Foul Play. And this should get a shield or a knockout. Well, probably not a knockout. It's a non-Shadow Malamar. But, I mean, this should do quite a bit of damage either way. And yeah, just getting that shield on paper does win us the game. Unless, as I said, a 1-turn lag could be annoying. But I also... Do I even get knocked out by a Shadow Ball here? There's a chance I survive as a non-Shadow Malamar. Yeah, so I actually survived that. And I force more energy out of them. And now we just come back in Talonflame. 1-turn lag is not going to be an issue here because... You know, we have a move and they don't have anything. Just don't come in with the Steelix and we're fine. There we go. Fly knocks out the Gourgeist. And despite, honestly, such an annoying Pokemon in the lead with that Morpeko, I'm kind of surprised how bad Steelix is in that matchup. Maybe I played it wrong, though. Probably should have just gone for an Earthquake or something. But it worked out. We won. We won. And that is not bad. Let's see what that's going to get us up to here. That's a 4-1 to start out. All right. I like where this is going. Go to dial. Get up to 29-68. Not too bad. Let's keep it going. All right, next battle. We'll see Shadow Steelix into Shadow Abomasnow. We don't love this Pokemon here. We don't actually have a lot of damage against him with our Steelix, unfortunately. So we'll swap out and see what they want to do. And it is looking like they're going to go for a Chip and Dip here, likely. But that will desync the Switch Clocks, and I can survive a Weather Ball. So we'll see what they bring in. Maybe there's Ghost types in the back. Maybe there's like a U-Fisk in the back line. There's the Ghost type. Unfortunately, I don't have enough energy to outpace a Sableye here, but I can force him to throw some energy against us. I am thinking right now it's likely a Jellicent is the final Pokemon, because that's a pretty common Pokemon to pair with this thing. Okay, honestly, I think I'd prefer a shield advantage here than almost anything else from this matchup, so I'm fine with this. I'm going to sacrifice my Steelix one way or another. We're at 9. Alright, so almost at back-to-back foul plays. I'll get it right now. So they're at 5 after this foul play they're going to throw into us. Steelix will be pretty low here, but I'll at least be able to save a Psychic Fangs of energy, which, I mean, that's not going to do a lot to anything, but it might, at the very least, you know, allow me to go for a combo play or something at some point. But we'll see what they bring in. Likely it's going to be the Abomasnow that comes back in here. I'll just switch out and hope for the best in the back, and it is a Jellicent in the back line, as I was kind of thinking it would be. Okay. Well, this is really going to come down to what Talonflame can do here. They're at 4 right now, so they do have 3 away from their next attack. Luckily, they did throw energy with that Abomasnow earlier, so they're not going to have as much energy loaded as they might like. In fact, I think they only have 1 Powder Snow. They're 3 away from a Weather Ball, which should be pretty helpful here, especially if they let us ramp up first. Okay. Well, I need to just go for the farm down. That's my win condition here. Their win con is that they are 1 away from the next surf here. I have to go for the farm down here no matter what, though. Like, that's the one way I win this. Nice! Okay, and now, sure, they might be able to knock us out with that Jellicent, maybe. But I still have that Psychic Fangs, remember that? We saved it earlier on this game. Poor Abomasnow, man. I mean, not poor Abomasnow, get wrecked, honestly. But we just farmed this down. Okay, that's much better. We love seeing Abomasnow leads when, I guess, Talonflame just sweeps the backline. Alright, next opponent. Felix. Into Ninetales. Alright, well, if they're on Charm, very good lead. If they're on Powder Snow, honestly, a little bit worse than I'd like. It is Powder Snow, but we still do quite a bit of damage here, so I'm fine playing this out for a second. 8. Do I survive 2 Weather Balls? I think the answer to that is almost certainly no. Yeah, unfortunately not. I'll shield this up. And we'll see if they want to shield themselves, or if they'll just let this Ninetales go down. They likely realize at this point there's no reason for me not to Earthquake here. So they can shield this if they want to save this Pokemon. But they likely are just fine letting this go down at this point. Swampert, yikes. That's actually probably game over here. What's up with the Mud Boys today? Oof. I hate to see that, actually. That is a really bad Pokemon to see here. I can survive a Hydro Cannon because I'm a non-Shadow Malamar, but that's going to do a lot. Okay, in comes a Shadow Charizard. If they shield this up, maybe there's a little bit of wiggle room here. But if they no-shield this, likely Swampert sweeps us. They do shield, okay. Can I get a second foul play through? No, they throw pretty quickly here. Alright, so what's the win con? I need to get a lot of energy on my Talonflame. Don't boost, please. They boost, of course. I would love to see a shield here. If we get a shield here, maybe actually still winnable. We get a shield here. Okay, hold on. I mean, I have to watch for, like, if they try to go for a catch here, which I wouldn't be surprised if they do. They do Air Cutter, so I shouldn't have shielded that, I suppose. But, okay, hold on. That should just be game over, right? So I can fly this Swampert here. And then, there we go, okay. I bluffed that I actually had a Swampert counter in the backline, and I made them invest in the Charizard instead. I guess that was our win condition there. That was kind of dicey, though. Alright, next battle. Shadow Steelix into Zvilis. Fun fact, not a good matchup for Steelix, but also fun fact, kind of a bad Pokemon for my whole team to see. So we'll see how they play this out. Thunderfang, while it is neutral, well, not neutral, rather, it's resisted, but it looks like it's neutral, because, you know, it's a decent move. They need to go for 2 Dark Pulses to knock us out, which is good news, I guess. And I mean, I could do a crazy play like Psychic Fangs, I don't know if that's ever the right idea, though. But I will just go for the Earthquake here. And I think at this point, I just have to hope that my Talonflame in the backline is going to be able to put in some work here. So I'm going to swap this in. They might go for a Dark Pulse into Malamar. And I don't see why they wouldn't. Okay, well, I guess the reason you wouldn't is because you have a second really annoying Pokemon for both Malamar and Talonflame to deal with. This game's looking like it's probably over. This is looking like a hard counter game. I don't see what they could have in the back that I would have a chance into. They only Ice Beam us here, but, like, I can't not shield this, right? I have to shield. Oh, actually, it's a play rough. What I meant to say is I guess I miscounted by 1. Anywho, we need to keep our energy on our Malamar this game. That's our one way we can have a chance. Gotta keep Malamar around. Try to catch a move here. Doesn't quite work. Would have loved for them to have thrown an Ice Beam there. Ah, man. Do I win CMP into Xylis? It's gotta be pretty close, depending on, like, IVs. They Body Slam us, that's a smart play. I do win CMP, it looks like, so that's something, I guess. But that Azu still has energy on it, and that's never a great thing. Oh, they didn't have a move? Wait. Okay, that's actually so much better then. So now I have a shield advantage Talonflame that might have play this game. Well, down goes this Xylis. I hope they bring in Azu here. They don't. Dude. No. They get so much energy here. Why do they have 3 Talonflame answers? I think I played this game pretty well, but Ludicolo in the back, unfortunately, is going to be able to get to 2 Weather Balls first. They're just 3 Astonishes away. If I could have swapped out just a second sooner here, I would have had a chance. Maybe they switch into Azu for no reason. No, they just know. They get the Weather Ball off. Dang it, dude. Like, I think I played that game pretty well for how bad that team comp was into us, but Talonflame was just... It had nowhere to go. Same with my Steelix, and same with my Malamar. Like, if I could come up with a team that is as bad as possible for all 3 of my Pokemon, I think that would probably have been it. We got our next game. We'll see Steelix, hopefully not into Xylis this time. Okay, Shadow Altaria. I don't know how this plays out, actually. Shadow into Shadow. I'm sure Flamethrower basically one-shots me, right? So I probably have to respect that a little bit more than usual. But I am going to do a lot more damage with Thunder Fang and Psychic Fangs than normal as well. See, though, what they do here. Big Psychic Fangs. We'll go for a catch, and I think this is likely a Flamethrower, but just in case they went for a Sky Attack, it's going to guarantee I don't have to shield his Steelix on a resisted move anyway. Okay, so we do get a catch on a Flamethrower, that's pretty good. And since they're down energy here into my Malamar, this is actually not that bad for us. We'll build up a bit of energy here, go for a Foul Play, because I don't want to debuff myself if I can help it. I want to make it so they have to consider throwing energy to knock us out. Okay, we get the shield there. 9. I don't really know what to do here. I'm going to shield this, but maybe that's a bad play. So I get the second shield with this superpower. But this is still bad for me, because how do I finish this off? Honestly, I think I just sacrificed my Steelix here, and I hope that my Talonflame's good enough this game. Oh, why do they survive that, man? Oh, why don't I get my move off? Okay, well, this is bad. Maybe it's fine, because it's Shadow into Shadow. I'll do a lot of damage here with Incinerate, right? Oh, not at all. Not even close to the amount of damage I'd need. Oh, man, if I got that Psychic Fangs off here, this game would probably just be a win. This game would easily be a win, I should say. I need to overfarm by 1 more here, and I don't know if I can. No, I just don't have enough. Oh, man, that is such a tricky team comp, and I haven't even seen the third, and I don't think I'm going to. Okay, I guess if you're weak to the Empoleon Altaria core, maybe that's a bad thing. I'm not even that weak to it, though. I'm not even weak to it. It's just, they played well. Oh, we see the third. And now we're sad, because we know we could have had a play here. This is so tragic, man. Gorgeist, in the back. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what we could have done there. I feel like we had play, but maybe I overextended my hand swapping in Malamar early, because it would have been pretty good in the back, too. Alright, next opponent here. Shadow, Steelix into Golem. I guess this is good for me. It took me a second to work out the type matchups here, but yeah, I just wall this. This has got to be good for me, right? They bring in Primeape here. A little bit slow on the counter swap, which is fine, because unless I miscounted, that's only a Rage Fist. And even if it... Oh, well, it's a cross chop, I guess. What the heck? I'll go for the superpower as quickly as I can, because I know if foul play is resisted, they're likely going to go for the no-shield play here. I don't really see a reason for them not to. They're going to hope that I go for a foul play, right? Yeah. So we get the shield, or the knockout, rather. And we should just have this, right? What is this team? What is this team? I mean, I just bring in my Talonflame here. I avoid the Golem, and these Incinerates are going to shred their HP. And it might be weird to shield a Talonflame when I know there's a Golem in the backline, but the way that I see it, first of all, Golem is a fraud, and second of all, like, I bet a Flame Charge would do quite a bit of damage here. Oh, dude, that's on Rock Throw as well! It's not even on Rollout or Volt Switch, it's on Rock Throw. Maybe the most degenerate moveset possible. We get a shield with that, too. Dude, these are resisted Thunder Fangs, just saying. This damage is kind of uncanny. We'll just start Psychic Fangsing. They know it's a Psychic Fangs. I know it's a Psychic Fangs. But I also know I don't really care. This Golem's gotta go down. I guess I'll give them credit where credit's due. They are still playing this out, so they think they have a chance here, which is kind of cool, I guess, for them. But they don't. They have no chance. Oh, that is less than I thought it would. I guess, yeah, Steelix does do pretty well into Rock-type damage, And Rock Throw takes forever to reach an attack, so I can just farm this all the way down. If I wanted to here, I could even no-shield this. Do I dare? I do dare. Just to show how good Steelix is. You know, shield. Oh, it's a wild charge. That would be embarrassing to have shielded. There we go. Beautiful stuff. That was a much more RPS game in my favor than I think I was expecting, I'll be real. That was a 3-2 set here. Not super proud of the 3-2. I feel like we could have gone better in this set. I feel like we could have gone 4-1, maybe 5-0. But, you know, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you just get a measly 3-2. You gotta be fine with that. Shadow Talonflame is such a fun Pokemon to use when you're in the right spot. It does have those hard counters to it that it does want to avoid, but in general, this Pokemon can sweep through teams if they're not ready for it, and because of its damage output and its raw sweeping potential, it can be pretty fun to use. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.